And
Evening. You are
thank
in
you very
charge now.
much for having me. I'll quickly share my screen, and I'd like to really extend my congratulations to you because it keeps getting better and it's been a learning curve for me. And I'm sure a lot of people have been learning from these sessions. So
Thank you.
I'll share my screen, and what I did was to bring a live um, well, it's live information because it's what we are already doing in Katsina. And so instead of preparing a certain presentation, I want to give you live, what is on ground and what we're doing. So let me make sure you can all see my screen.
We can see it.
Okay, so perfect. And now I hope you can see the screen in full. Are we all on the same page?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so this Katsina Unveiled, is what we have been working on for years. So we update it from time to time. So it's a book, and we hope that yourself and a lot of people will join us in the next Eid in Katsina. The FTAM president and some others they joined the ambassadors for our last Eid, not this one, but the small Salah. So I'm going to run through because it's a lot of pages, but I will run through since I have 15 minutes as fast as I can. And then in between, I would play videos that show some of the things we do. However, before we get to the next, before I start, I'd like to, at least capture some of the history. Akwa Ibom, we share a lot together because we got state at the same time. So there are things, we're also engaged into in terms of heritage, in terms of tourism, in my own case, or culture. What are we doing with our counterparts, from other parts of the country? And everything you're seeing in this it's from Katsina State. So we've divided into what you see, really who we are, and you've mentioned also in our Durbar, we try to show our culture, how we live, and our lifestyle basically. And that's the time you'll be able to see the old, the young, the youthful ones, and also the women, how they dress, and you feel the pulse of the culture during this Eid. So before I start, I'll play a small video that talks about Katsina. And this is a brief about Katsina. It's long, but I'm going to play only 2 minutes, please.
Now, various rich cultural values and traditions were displayed at the traditional Salah horse procession known as Doba, where Katsina state government promised to keep promoting the state's tourism potential. Governor Diko Umar Rada stated this at the colorful event attended by 17 European diplomats. Awal Haliru brings us details.
The first light of dawn stretches gently across the horizon of Katsina State, illuminating a land where history is not forgotten but lived, a land where culture breathes through every street, every voice, and every passing moment. Here, the past and present exist in quiet harmony. Ancient traditions meet modern aspirations. And on this historic day, Katsina opens its doors to the world.
Muna fatan Allah mai da su gida lafiya. Kuma muna fatan Ubangiji Allah ya daga darajar wannan masarauta, ya daga darajar jihar mu ta Katsina, ya mata albarka, ya sada mu da alheran da ke ciki. Muna godiya mai martaba, muna godiya hakimai da magadai, muna godiya al'ummar yankin masarautar Daura. Allah ya saka mu kowa da alheri.
A distinguished delegation of ambassadors arrives, representatives of nations, symbols of diplomacy, and bridges between cultures. Their visit is not merely ceremonial, it is purposeful. It is a statement of trust, of partnership, and of shared global vision. As their convoy enters the capital, the atmosphere is electric. The streets come alive with anticipation. Residents gather in admiration, their faces reflecting pride, curiosity, and hope. The distant rhythm of traditional drums grows loud, echoing across the city like a heartbeat, steady, powerful, and welcoming.
Today is not just a day of celebration, it is also.
So I'll go to my presentation. Like I said, I'll be playing in between some videos just to show what Katsina is all about and what you should expect. This is important because I'm gonna end with the value chain, and I think how really the different parts of Nigeria can come together to say that they form from different clusters or fragmented clusters. They can make Nigeria a really tourism asset. And you'll see why, because our Doba, why we take it so important is it's about the economy as well, not just the heritage or the preservation. And we have tried, with the support of the government, especially the governor, to see how Katsina State can really, encourage the young ones. Because if you don't have sustainability or people to take, to take up the, heritage, just like our host has mentioned, Justina, they identified her, in Calabar at that time, to promote and take over this thing. So one of the main things that the governor himself, Malandiko Umarada, PhD CON, has been doing is to see how do we actually get the young people to understand that even your culture is not just an asset, a cultural asset or heritage, but actually it can be, a means of livelihood. Because the creative economy now that we are looking at, it gives a unique opportunity for Nigeria as a country. And it's shocking what even domestic tourism can do. And obviously, we know how international tourism can boost whatever we do. Um, now, the story of Katsina is quite interesting because, Northeast, Northwest, all this insecurity and all that. So there's a lot that happens. But then are you going to concentrate on the negative and allow the positive vibes to die down? The more energy you put in on the positives and also the possibilities of making change, you realize that all this youth that go into banditry and other vices in the society, they would change and they would take up, better roles in the system. We have, I'm glad you showed the Fulani thing. One of the things we have also in Katsina is the Dambe. And this theater, this open theater is a 5,000 open theater. It's called Dr. Mamman Shatta Open Theater. And it's named because after Mamman Shatta because of his contributions of preserving our culture through songs, Hausa songs. And a lot of history, if you want to know about Katsina, if you listen to his songs, it's well documented through those songs. And this, we tested something a few years ago, and it's something I really want to show here because I believe the stakeholders in the tourism sector are here, and you can advise what the possibilities are. So I'll show you a small video on this as well to know what to expect, what to see, and the value chain, we know when you have a visitor, what it can lead to. And this is called Dambe, which is traditional boxing in Hausa. And this has been going on for a very long time.
The Dambe Warriors Season 3, Life in
So
Katsina.
this is the same theater. We had this a few years back. So you can see the economy. So this is why am I showing this? I'm showing the possibilities. You know, when you have a visitor, he comes for, let's say, the Daba, you're able to show him different Dambe. We have the Fulani thing, we have the Bankara, and so many other activities. Even the Hawankaho that, you know, people go on the cow, on the horns and the rest. I'll show you that. The value chain, the economic value chain of tourism is something that we shouldn't neglect as a nation. Of course, 90% of people who are here already know that because they're tourism stakeholders. But we have to keep narrating this. We have to keep talking about it. And my dream is to see a bet, you see other companies, you know, they branded the place when we had this and they sponsored some of these things. The fight was from, you know, we had someone from UK also to come in, you know, for that. So what I'm saying is that the collaboration, the synergy, if we really coordinate just the festivals in the country through a calendar, and we look at how these processions and the way we preserve our culture and the way people see it from outside, it's something that it's unimaginable what we can create apart from preserving our culture or heritage. The billions of naira that are spent on Durbar in Nigeria, it's unimaginable. Now, what is spent outside the country is higher. What am I talking about? A lot of people who have their saddles and other things, they they purchase a lot of these things from outside the country. What our governor has been doing is to make sure that gap, you make sure you it's a market, it's an opportunity. Make sure it's produced in Nigeria. And like I said, when I come to conclusion, you see where I can see where we can work with about other places in Nigeria to make sure some of these things they made up with high standards. And a lot of this is talks about the architecture of those days and also the story of those days, you know, centuries like this is about 7 centuries back. And I'll show you a video that talks about the history. Now, this is a very, very important tree, you know, in Katsina because this is how Katsina's name was coined. This is Katsi, it's a baobab tree, and they call it, then the emir called it Katsi. So, and Katsi is the name of his wife, you know, and it was in front of her palace. So, when there was a war, you know, they moved to this place from town, and that's how Katsina, you know, came about, the baobab tree, and that's one of the popular trees in the north, especially northwest. Katsina really preserves this. And some of the things that the developments in Katsina, you know, these are the things we have outlined here. But let me go straight to something quite interesting where this is where Ahmadu Bello, Tafawa Balewa, and a lot of leaders, especially from the northern extraction, you know, went to school and all that. So it's quite historic. And this bicycle, you know, from World War II, as you can see. I'm showing you some of these things just to have an idea of, you know, how we lived even as a people. Now, this are anklets, and, you know, it's from Duber Takoshi. There are a lot of artifacts that were returned from Germany to Nigeria, and they are worth millions of dollars. When converted, it's about 30 billion naira. But you know, it's a national asset, it's under NCMM. So some of them, you will see them when you come to Katsina. And something interesting, this Katsina head, you know, it shows how we've been, you know, the knock, this is the knock sculpture. You know, people, when people come and say that, you know, colonizers and then civilization start at some point at that period, this is what really qualifies us. Like the artifacts and the gold from the Dobitakushi, some of them when they were carbon dated, and even the bowls, and then their own bones as well. Apart from the bowls, some of the bowls that had Arabic inscription to show the trans-Saharan trade has been going on, with Nigeria. Well, it wasn't Nigeria at those days. It shows that for over 4,000 years, we have been civilized because they had gold pendants, they had other items they used to eat and all that. So it's important for us to understand the history of your people, especially, not from the perspective of the West, but from Nigerians. This is crucial and very important. The next thing I would like to show you, it's also regarding the Daba, but it's very important. So this is the Daura Emirate. I'll be very fast. I'll pass through. I'm sure some people might have read about Baya Jida, but the history is that some of the things that are from Daura, it's well aligned with the information of, Iraq. That's where Baya Jida is coming from. So they really inherited a lot. We have two emirates, in Katsina State, Katsina Emirate and the Daura Emirate. So let me go through some of the pictures that shows the Daba properly. This is the dynasty for Daura, but you'll be able to even differentiate the way the dressing is and all that. This dress, each of them has a different type of dressing. You might see them wearing green and red and purple in Daura. In Katsina is green, green and red, so it's not purple. And so just some, I would like to play something for you. So this is important. This is how the emirate is, and it's been dating way, way, way back. So these borders that we have in Nigeria difference, especially when you get to the border towns. This one, the next one is Katsina. Aha. So this is important as well. I'm sure maybe you might have seen some of the videos. People have been asking me, is that AI? In terms of videos, but it's real. I'll show you this. Just a minute. I'll show you this because these are the traditions I want some of you to experience when you come. This is in Daura.
Allah da ko na faɗi na fi yaro suna tun da na gudu gara da faɗi. Gara ni ciya tuke hange na.
So even ladies part of in this, but they mostly inherit. Okay, I'm sure this has been going around. This is in Daura as well, in front of the emir, So the adrenaline pumps when you see it live, and the riskier, the more interesting. Please don't try this, but it's for your consumption. You can always check online. They are there. This is the, you can see the background is the Daura Emirates palace. So I'll share the link so that people can see them. But I'm sure maybe my time is almost over. I'll try to expedite some of the things I want to show you. And sorry, I think I am almost 15 minutes now, right? Am I up to 15 minutes?
But it's it was enlightening. We learned a lot.
Okay, thank you.
From the things
Thank
you've
you.
shared.
I'll conclude in 3 minutes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, I'll conclude in 3
Go
minutes.
ahead.
So this in every palace, for you to be called an emir in Katsina State, you must at least have 100 horses in your palace, and then some others outside. Our processions are in thousands, and even when we go out for normal weekends, which I'll show you a video of 60 seconds, it's it's normal to go out with 60 horses, 100 horses, just to, exercise the horses. So when we have our Durbar, it's thousands of horses. We have the highest concentration of horses in Northwest because of the two Emirates and also the way we take part in polo, in horse racing, and other, equestrian lifestyle. So this is important for us to always showcase for people to understand, how we do our things. And even from the colors, you'll be able to see that, yes, the Durbar is quite different from other places. There is no time to show most of these things, but I believe you have seen a lot. And before I go to the next video, this is something in terms of preservation that the governor is doing. And this is called Katsina State Digital Heritage Archive. So we're already archiving a lot of things, digitally, and also trying to see how we can also monetize some of the things we're doing by making sure that, uh, just a minute, by making sure that the new generation, of Katsina people, they will be able to say, hey, guys, you can do a lot even without the support of the government. And I think that's very important for a lot of people. For some reason, I'm not able to. Okay, sorry. 1 minute. I need you to see this video because it will give you an idea of the digital archiving. Just a minute. Sorry. I have so many videos opened. I'm afraid. Sorry. Where is it? Too many things opened. Apologies, please. Too many things opened. Apologies. Because it's important for people to have an idea of what, where is this video? I want to show you this 1 minute. Okay. Before it comes up, let me play this. Before it comes up, I'll check it and put it on my airdrop. This was just the concluded Salah. Okay. I had to change that. All right. So this is the last video I'll show you, and I'll tell you why it's so important, because this is another way of, preserving the culture of Nigeria, and we started with Katsina State because you are able to actually at the comfort of their homes, and they will experience your culture. For example, people can attend the Ojudoba or Calabar Carnival, and they pay for that experience. So we launched this last year when the ambassadors come. So just have a look at it. Just a minute. I'll cut it halfway.
Broadcast there. Is it clear? Can you see it clearly, Your Excellency? You will find out that you're feeling a little unbalanced because there's sensors over here. You're feeling as if you're going to fall because it's using a lot of sensors. And His Excellency is actually in the professor right now. And as you can see, His Excellency is.
So this is what he's saying that we're showing.
Whatever he goes around, he sees, and you'll be able to understand more about the first state. So this is the whole idea is you'll be able to experience the first state virtually. You love my yes. Yes.
So I'll conclude with this. I've taken a lot of time, and I'm sure we'll be able to do other things eventually. In conclusion, sir, because the whole idea of this is, first of all, to indeed showcase the opportunities for Nigeria in terms of tourism. And if we are putting in efforts from different states, this will be eventually the tourism asset in terms of destinations and the experiences that await people. But I've seen a lot of things that I would like to conclude with, and it's very simple. Um, our brothers, and sisters from the southeastern part of Nigeria have been doing very well in terms of leather, shoes, bags, and anything leather works. And the hide, you know, it's in the northern part of the country. The Lebanese come, they package it, they take it from Katsina, Kano, and the rest. And Louis Vuitton actually gets his goat hides from Katsina, a lot of it from Katsina, and people process halfway and take it to Italy. From Italy, when they process it to the level they want, they take it to Paris or other parts of the world where they process their things. So, in essence, even in Nigeria, in terms of the saddles we ride with, the quality can come from other parts of the country without, losing that value chain and the rest. So, these are the opportunities I honestly think different parts of Nigeria would be able to tap into. And thank you very much for this opportunity to present to major stakeholders here. Thank you and good evening.